Hi, my name is Kyle. I made multiple six figures for my clients, and in this video I'm going to walk you through exactly why strong foundations are so important if you want to scale to multiple 100k months, 100k, 200k, 300k and beyond, because your foundations literally will dictate how high you can go. And as you can see on screen right now, there's a bunch of proof of me doing this for clients and getting them great results, as you can see. So you can pause to read all that. Anyways, carrying on. The reason why strong foundations are so important is because they're going to allow you to get to the revenue goal that you want to hit. Now, by foundations, I'm talking about sales, marketing, fulfillment. So those are the three departments that are directly affected by whether your foundations are strong or not. Because each of these can completely get blown out of proportion once you hit a super high number. It could be that people start churning like mad, leaving very, very bad reviews. The sales team can't keep up. Marketing's really constrained now, and your ROAS is just basically non-existent because your CPMs are too high, the frequency is too high, your click-through rate's dropped off. So a lot of people call this Chad scaling. Basically, when you're just ramping things up, you're spending more, trying to grow, but you're not worried or really thinking about the profit and the repercussions of your actions. So I want to basically give an alternative to that view and say why it's actually good to prepare well and have the foundations ready to take on the next level. I'm not saying you need to have everything in place. You just need to have the ability to put those things in place very quickly when and if needed. So first of all, let's talk about the sales team. So right now you might have one closer, okay? Or you might have none, it might just be you. That guy, if he can get you right now, let's say to 80k a month, the guys or the team you're going to need to get to, let's say 500k a month is about 6 times. So you're at that current capacity. If your closer is at capacity, that means you need about 6 closers. Now, if you hire 6 closers right now at 80k a month, what you're going to run into is a lot of issues. So what you want to do, and what I recommend, is have a hiring bank on the back burner. So have a pipeline where you're constantly looking for closers, vetting them. So like, all right, what are you on offer right now? What are you looking for? When would you be looking to get started? That sort of thing. Because then as soon as you have more capacity or you're ramping up, you can jump on them, get them in, get them trained within like a 2-3 week time span. And then when the full volume comes, they're ready. This will mean that, let's say at 80k a month, you have like a 10x ROAS. So you spend 8k on ads, you get 80k back a month. It means this will hold or even increase depending on how good the closer is. But if you go and jump soon, as in get 6 closers right now, what you're going to find out is it drops morale because there's not enough leads coming through, there's not enough sales calls. You then have to split it in multiple different ways depending on how you pay them. Let's say you pay them pure performance. These other closers will get lazy. They're like, oh, there's basically no leads anyway. They'll just go do something else. So they won't be as sharp. They're not getting enough practice. They're not getting enough training in on real leads, which then means your close rate is going to drop. So you need to be very tactical about when you are bringing on new people to build out those foundations to get you to the next goal milestone, next 100k month, right? So that's the first thing. Make sure you have people in the back end ready to go, because this is all about being able to swap in quickly. So as and when needed, you can get 5 man in quick. Or if you get them from She Sells, 5 women in very quick. Now, for marketing, this is really important. So sales and marketing, I see them now on the same continuum. So marketing is how letting people know you exist. It's basically advertising. And then sales is basically answering all the questions someone has to affirm them in their choice to buy your product, or let them know if it's worth buying your product. So sales basically does the job that marketing can't do or didn't do. Because if you look at lots of huge brands like Coca-Cola, for example, they don't have a sales team. They're just really good at marketing. They answer all your questions in the marketing. The people who have tried the product said it was great. That's marketing. Because they had a great use and great experience with the product, other people tried it. But anyways, in terms of strong foundations, what I'd recommend for marketing is when let's say you're going from 80k a month to 500k, what you're going to run into is, if we do the maths,
let's say you're selling 8K on ads here, and if you're going to be following a 10X, you're going up to 50K. Let's say you hold a 10X. You're going to run into a lot of issues with, one, creatives.
This means you're not going to have enough creatives to actually test, deploy, and you need multiple winners, because you'll run into one winner that can, even at 8K spend right now, you probably don't have just one ad which is spending 8K. You probably have like 5 that might be split across that are performing really well. But however, when you get to those bigger numbers, you need to be testing daily, genuinely daily. So right now, for one of my clients where we spend about 30K a month, so about 1K a day, a little bit more, about 1.5K a day, we are testing new ad creatives almost every single day. And it could be a mix of formats. It can be UGC, it can be talking head. Another one we're trying right now is called lifestyle. It can be statics, so that's like just pure images. Static videos, this is basically where you make a static video and then like it slowly reveals over time. There's multiple different formats you can test. But I would recommend either, again, 2 things, pairing by having the foundations in place, or the ideas of like, okay, here's how I'm going to record this. All right, I've got these UGC creators ready to go when I need them. Or just actually filming it, because you're going to need it regardless. If you're going to be scaling up, it's good to just have a back burner of creators ready to go. You want to have hundreds these days. Because what's going to happen is, even if you have a winner ad, like the best winners, they can last years. They can generally last years. But in this day and age, creative can fatigue much quicker. So you might get 2 months use out of it, a month at best. So that creative cycle always needs to be going, always needs to be running. And statics, you can make them very, very quickly. You can get out 100 in a day, especially with the use of AI and other tools like that. But videos, they do take longer, especially if you want to make good videos, because the ranking of creators is great video, great image, good image, bad video. So great videos do the best and bad videos do the worst. But with the static, you probably just get okay results. So with marketing, you want to make sure you have the creative capacity in place in order to scale up. That's the most important thing about having strong foundations there. And then with fulfillment, it's mainly going to be related to, again, team. By that, I mean you need to have enough CSMs. You want to have automations in place as well. Systems, that's a really, really big thing, actually, that I think encompasses everything here. Is systems. For example, notifications when a lead comes through, notifications when someone needs onboarding, when a booked calls come through, when a new leads come through for the sales team. Another cool thing I also like to implement is when the cost per lead goes above a certain price after an ad's been running for 3 days, because I like to wait 72 hours before I can make a genuine decision on an ad, depending on how much you're spending, because you need enough data to come through before you can make a decision and test a different variable. For ads, I like to have notifications come through. Let's say we can't go above $50. As soon as it hits above $50, I'm telling like, okay, we need to cancel it. Another thing I like to do is have an entire report. This can be sent through a Slack channel, you get it through an email, however you prefer, and the best place you are to reach and you like to frequent the most. You get an entire report of all the ads that are above a certain cost per lead or certain cost per purchase, certain cost per booked call. And all those ones you can just instantly straight away cut. And now that means you have less decision fatigue, because you can make decisions quicker. You don't have to worry about so many other things, which means you'll make better decisions across your entire business, which will then help you grow. And this is the thing, when you're growing to bigger and bigger numbers, the levels get different. You're going to have to make decisions differently. You're going to have more mental bandwidth for all these things. You're going to need to have more mental capacity to make big decisions often, like letting someone go, taking someone on, spending more. How should this be redesigned? What should the customer success process look like? There's all these different variables you have to think about when you're scaling. So it's really, really important to make note that you have, and you need to have good systems in place before you scale. That is one thing I recommend having before you grow, for strong foundations. And then for team, again, it's just going to be mainly CRMs and CSMs and automations. Now with this, again, I would just make sure you know where to get them. This could be like something like Upwork. This could be like some job platform. This could be like a mate that you know, some like community that you're in. You just need to have someone that you can pull in quickly and be like, hey, get on this quick. And you need to have the training, the SOPs in place. Again, this is probably the very big thing across all of them, SOPs, documentation of how everything works. Know where to get the people very quickly, train them up very fast so they can jump in straight away, have a 1-2 week ramp up time, and then they're just straight on it. Because what's going to happen is, again, when you scale up to 50K a month, 500K a month from 80K a month, you're going to have a lot more people to manage, which means that you can't just run the exact same thing and the exact same playbook. You can't be like, oh, it's all going to be on me, because then what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of bad reviews, and then that can set you back for ages. Also, that will directly affect sales team, because if they're thinking, oh, this product's not even that good, they aren't going to be as willing to sell it, because they're tired of trying to sell something that people don't like. And salespeople need conviction. They live off conviction. A sales team with poor conviction will never be a sales team with great conviction, especially even if the great conviction one has no script. They just know the product's great, because guess what? That's probably a friend. Whereas a sales team with a script and no conviction at all that the product's great, they won't be able to sell anyone. Because whenever someone asks a question like, oh, should I really do this? They're going to doubt. They're going to be like, you should try it. Like, do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's why you need to know where to get people from and be ready to take people on at any time. Cool, that's everything then. Make sure you have strong foundations when you're scaling, and this is why it's so important, because if you get a sales team who can't handle it, you're not going to close. If you try to scale up marketing without creatives, you're going to hit high CPMs, high frequencies, and they're going to crash. And then for fulfillment, you need to make sure that your product doesn't fall off in terms of reviews and how much people like it. The reason is because you're going to see sales team get affected and marketing as well, because CPMs will also rise, because people will be saying, hey, it's actually not that good, don't buy it. So that's everything. Hope you found this video valuable, and this was the importance of strong foundations.